Assalamu alaikum. Sister Shakiro, apart from you and Sister Khadija, who else is here?
Okay, we are live now.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to this session. Sister Shakira. Okay. No. Sister Shakira Olaokun would be joining us in a few moments to talk about how intentional are you about parenting. And here I am with my co-moderator, Sister Khadija Abdulrazak, who is going to be helping me with this moderation, inshallah. Now, Sister Khadija, please could you help me? Let's have Sister Shakira in.
Okay. Okay, Assalamu alaikum to barakatuh, everybody. I hope you're all doing great. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. We don't have anybody live yet, so I think I'll have to pause a little bit for us to have some people join us live, so we can have an amazing conversation today. Inshallah, let's wait for some few minutes to have people join us. Inshallah. I think we now have somebody here already. Alhamdulillah, Bilalemin. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody. Can you please reduce the underground tone? So, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. I welcome you all to this event, and I'm going to be your host and convener of the TP. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. We give thanks to Allah for today, for making it an opportunity for us to witness this particular day. We have been planning and looking forward to this event for over how many months now? For over 6 months now. But alhamdulillah that we have it a reality now, and we are having it as we have planned. We give thanks to Allah for that. If somebody have told me that I'm going to be doing this today, some 6 years back, I would argue otherwise. Why? Because definitely I was one of those that was raised in a typical way our parents usually do it. So if somebody have told me that I was going to be one of the advocates of positive parenting and all, I would argue otherwise. But my child, upbringing of my child some 6 years back, gave me the reasons to change my ways as a parent, gave me the reasons to look inwardly at myself and at the qualities I want to see in my child, gave me the reasons to look back inwardly at our generation, at my own parents, the parents before them, and ask myself vital questions. So today I'm here to as the founder and also the host of the convener of the TP Parenting Conference. And TP is a platform that is dedicated to equipping parents with skills. We help you with skills and knowledge that are needed to raise the 21st century child. We also help you learn on healthy parenting patterns that sabotage all positive parenting practices. One of the way we do that is that we equip you with skills, with coaching, with our coaching sessions, with reading of books, because we believe that knowledge is the core to everything that we do. And one of the things I also realized is that while I was raising my own child, I realized that I lacked that knowledge. Yes, there was a knowledge gap. And when I look around me, trying to look at people that raised children before I became a parent myself, I started asking myself, why is it that these people could not tell us that we needed to learn before we started this journey of parenting? I started asking myself question, why is it that we're just doing it and nobody was complaining? Am I the only one going through this particular thought in my head? But I realized that they also knew, many of them knew, but many of them were just surviving, just managing and hoping that things would change. But reality have shown to me that never will we see change. Allah also said it that what? It will not change the condition of a particular set of people until we make deliberate efforts to change it ourselves. That was what led me to learning about parenting. That was what led me to learning. I started reading books and I was exposed to a lot of things that I realized that what I was beating my child for, what I was getting angry about with my child, my little toddler, were age appropriate behaviors. And because I learned that, I started educating parents, sharing my nuggets, things that I learned from reading and from trainings with other parents. And they were also giving positive feedback. So that proves to us that, and to myself, that reinforces my knowledge or my thoughts about the fact that we need knowledge to raise a child. We don't just need to raise a child based on the way we are raised or raise our children, assuming that we have those skills. Many of us assume that parenting is intuition. Yes, there's a part of parenting that is intuitive, but the majority of them have to be learned and have to be what? To be something that is deliberate. Because I ventured into parenting accidentally. I don't want to use the accidentally because I was not really prepared for it. It was as if parenting just happened to me, and I was like, let's just continue. But I give thanks to Allah that my son reality and his experience made me so reason to change. And the theme of this year parenting conference is parents at the core of parenting. It's not enough for us to continue to blame people, to continue to hold people that, look at those children, they are irresponsible. Look at that child, they are not skinny con, skinny con. You continue to say all sorts of things. We label people, but we need to ask ourselves, what role are we playing to contribute to that? Because automatically, children do not become who they are overnight. It's accumulation of experiences that they have, the upbringing that they have, that made children who they are today. So if we want to actually change parenting, if we want to change the world at large, we need to start with ourselves as parents. And that's the reason why we have chosen the theme for this year's parenting conference as parents at the core of parenting. Each and every one of us should go back inwardly and ask ourselves, why am I here? Why am I parenting? Because obviously, from the way we see our society today, we do not really know why we're parenting. A lot of us just ventured into parenting because I think I'm of age, because my mates are married, because I think I've been married for over 5 years. Then I think the next thing is for me to have a child. Because we have been doing that, the ills in the society continue to increase. Instead of blaming over other people for the ills in the society, we need to ask ourselves, how am I contributing to that? And the topic that is before me today is, how intentional are you as a parent? How intentional are you as a parent? And I'll start with myself by asking myself too, how intentional am I as a parent? What are the things I do that will unknowingly affect my child, that will unknowingly affect generations to come? There's an adage in Yoruba language that says that what? Ìran mẹ́fà kò kí ń tó ṣì. I don't know, for apologies to those that don't understand Yoruba, but I think I need to use that. I think it means that what? Generation of 6 people, 6 generations cannot be, what's Oshin Yoruba? Cannot be what?
Go faulty. Let's use something like that.
Yes.
Like
Cannot go wrong or cannot go faulty.
faulty.
But reality have shown that if effort is not taken, if deliberate effort is not taken by one of those generations consciously to change the situation of their reality, things will continue to repeat itself. And that was one of the reasons that questions I had to ask myself. They say to us that what? Ìran mẹ́fà ò kí ń tó ṣì, ìran kíní kan ò kí ń tó ṣì. But I ask myself, where about the parents that gave birth to my parents, my grandparents, the ones that were before them, the ones that were before them? Why are we still in this situation? And for you to answer that questions, how intentional are you as a parent? You need to begin with yourself. Who are you as a parent? Do you even understand yourself? Because for you to raise a child, you must begin with yourself. You must understand yourself. What are the things that are getting in the way of you parenting effectively? What are the things that are getting in the way of you parenting in a way that boosts, that encourages the whole development of your child? Are you just doing them haphazardly, just like the way it comes? Let's just do it. Like the Yorubas we say, I'm sorry I have to use the Yoruba because that's the tribe I am from, and also that's what the people that I spend most of my life with. And it's not just the Yorubas. I spend my life with Igbos while I was in Ajegunle, Lagos, Nigeria. But it's something that is dynamic. It's something that is general to us in parenting. We assume that because by virtue of being parents, by giving birth, we automatically have all that it takes to raise our child. And we can see the effect of that in society today. Many parents just assume that we can parent well. And the core of it is that we should know that parenting begins with you as a parent. It's about you. If you can look inwardly at yourself and ask yourself, am I intentional about this thing? Just like when we're about to go to a university to study any course, we ask ourselves questions. We know why we have chosen that course. In an ideal situation, we also have a plan on how we intend to ace our subjects, is about courses. What do I intend to have in this? What do I intend to have in this particular course? And we plan. We don't just do it the way it comes. But unfortunately, when it comes to parenting, we are not like that. We just assume that by default of becoming parents, we automatically have all the skills that it takes to raise a child. But I put it to you that you need knowledge to raise a child in this 21st century. You need skills. You need to also look at the lens with which your own parent have raised you. Ask yourself questions. What are the things that sabotage my own upbringing that made me who I am today? Because we cannot leave out the place of what of our upbringing in who we are today. To a reasonable extent, a child is a product of the parents and their experiences. And parents are the core. They are the core. The environment is so bad. Of course, we agree to that. The environment is not healthy, is not promoting healthy child development. We see also sort of nudity. And yes, we know those things exist. But if parents can take their own efforts, can take their job, their roles as parents seriously, things can become better, can get better. So first of all, for you to parent to get the right answer to the question, how intentional are you about parenting? You need to begin with yourself. Who are you? Do you even understand why you are here? And alhamdulillah, we are Muslims. We understand that the core of who we are is understanding our essence. The core of our whole existence is in understanding our essence. Why are you here as a person? And in understanding that you're created for a purpose, nobody was created in vain. In understanding that you're created for a purpose, you understand your own purpose, then you can assist your child to understand their own. But the moment you as a parent, you don't even understand why you are here, you don't know what you are here for, how can you lead your child to that part of understanding their own essence? How can you raise your child on a platform of sustaining their innocence and purity and their connection with God, with Allah? For you to do that, you must begin with yourself, because parenting is about you than it is about your child. So if we want to get parenting right, we must begin with ourselves, asking ourselves vital questions. What am I getting right? What am I not getting right? Reviewing our own. There's a place for awareness. There's a place for getting things right. If we must do that, we must begin with ourselves. Ask yourself serious question. What am I doing? And that's one of the reasons why we have organized this particular session for you, for us to take the job of parenting seriously. Don't assume that you can raise your child just by what you used to know. It's like you raising your child with the experience that for a future that does no longer exist. You cannot raise your child based on the old tools that was used for you as a child when you are growing up. You need to up your game as a parent. And believe me, this conference that is going to hold for 3 days is here to change your paradigm about all that parenting should be, or all that there is to parenting, or all that you used to know. You need to know that there is more to parenting, and the place that you think your own knowledge is, or the end of your own knowledge is where somebody else's knowledge begins. So understand that if you want to become more intentional about parenting, you need to review your own upbringing. Review your own upbringing, review the things that sabotage your own development. Ask yourself sincere questions and provide answers to them so that you can also give the best to your child. You can't give what you don't have. We say that a lot, but in essence, in the real sense, do we actually practice that? Do we practice the fact that we know that for us to give to our child, our own cup must be filled? If your cup is not filled, what do you want to give to your child? And if your cup is also filled with toxic remnants, then it means that what you're going to emit to the world is going to be in a toxic form. So I urge every one of us to prepare for this conference, to have our written materials ready, to get other people, to encourage other people to join us during this conference, because it's all for free. All you need to do is just to subscribe, to get it right. Subscribe, have internet connection, have your phone charged, and be amazed by the amazing contents that we have from all of our speakers in the way that they're going to amaze you. Believe me, if we can come together to hold ourselves responsible for how we contribute unknowingly and knowingly to the ills of this world, we'll begin to see. And I'll give you a typical example. A typical example is of a child, a toddler, who is just growing up. I realized while I was raising my child as a toddler, whenever I do something that triggers me or that seems infuriating to me or inappropriate to me, I yell at him or I hiss. And I found my child automatically doing the same too when things are not going his way, because he learned that from me. A lot of the things that we see in our child in the society today is a reflect of what has been put into children. We call people bullies, we complain about people kidnapping, we complain about stealing. These are things that people learned. They are learned behavior. So we have to deliberately unlearn them. So for us to move from where we are now to another point, maybe point A, point B, we need to ask ourselves critical questions by asking again, how intentional are you about parenting? Do you believe that no, parenting is not something that you must learn? Do you believe that no, My parents actually raised 8 of us. Did they have to learn to raise us? Or are you of the category, after all, we turned out right? Yes, of course, we turned out right, but we don't want our children to turn out right. We want our children to turn out responsible, to turn out healthy or better than we did. So I urge every one of us, invite your friends, let them subscribe to this channel. Officially, we are going to begin our session by 11 a.m. today. So be prepared, charge your phone, get your writing materials ready, and be ready to be wild. I can see your comments, everyone. Thank you for the comments. Like I see Nafisa Adewusi, thank you for that. Thank you, Laide Abike. Thank you very much. Please invite and spread the news of this particular conference with every parent that you know. Together, we can make the world a better place by beginning with from our home, because the society is made up of each home. So for us to get it right, we need to encourage ourselves the positive way. We need to encourage ourselves by unlearning unhealthy habits. And that's our USP at the TP. We help you unlearn unhealthy sabotaging practices that hinder positive child growth. So please, I would like to end this session with a quote from one of my favorite presidents. That's John Hurl. He says that what the most overwhelming effect to a child success is the positive involvement of a parent. I will say that again. The most overwhelming effect to a child's success is the positive involvement of a parent. So ask yourself, where you are today, your level today, where you are today as a parent, how many of them can you account, or can you trace back to your parents' involvement? Many of us could have done better if we had parental involvement, if we had that support, if we had that help, if our parents were more compassionate and empathic towards us. But we still thank God for where we are today, but we can actually make it better. So join me to welcome everyone, to invite everyone to this conference. Inshallah, by 11 again, we are going to join you for an amazing session that's going to be holding a panel session of parents. We are coming together to share their experiences about the topic, parenting education in 21st century. How pertinent is it? Thank you again for having me. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I must say that this platform is basically for all parents. For all parents, any parent that you know, we are not religious biased. We are not about that. As long as they're a parent, because we live in this world together. Whether you are religious or you are Muslim or non-Muslim, we live in this world together. So encourage all parents to come here, pick the lessons that you can pick, apply to your own reality as a parent, and we move forward and make the world a better place. Jazakumullah khairan everyone for joining me. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I don't know if any of the monitor have anything to say
Walaikum
before we call it a day.
barakatuh. Thank you very much. That lecture was inspiring, and I can't wait to have our guest speakers speak. I can't wait for the panel section and the lecture we'll be having later in the day. Thank you very very much.
Jazakumullah khairan. So we'll
I
call
want
it
to
again.
shout
We meet
out
again by
to our sponsors too. Thank you very much. I want to extend our gratitude to our sponsors today. Igret Media Concept. I got this right. Igret Media
yes,
Concept and Kim Baby Care.
baby
Thank
care
you very
now.
much for making these a reality. And we thank all the parents that are present now on this platform. We want to thank every one of you. And I pray that Allah accept all our effort as an act of worship. Amen.
I mean, Sister Biba, is there anything you want to say?
No, not at all. I think Sister Khadija has said everything that I had in mind to say.
No.
Jazakallah khair. But I want to say that I'm looking forward to having our speakers, and I can't wait to bring the most energetic energy to the session, inshallah.
Inshallah, may Allah ease it for us. So we meet again by 11 a.m.
Inshallah.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Stay
Yeah, please.
connected till we meet again. Jazakumullah khairan to everyone who has joined us. Go and prepare, go and charge your phone, go and get your writing materials. You are going to be wild because the session is going to be what? Electrifying, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.